Hello everyone, it's Nova. We are going to make a VR to our very own Julia over at Highly Sensitive Tarot. So Julia made a video just a couple of days ago where she showed her most neglected decks of 2023. And of course I will put a link to her video in the description box. Her video was very thought-provoking for me, and it inspired me to make my own video about my neglected decks. And I'm making this video not only for you guys, but for myself too, as a reference point. And I really think it is important for all of us to make some sort of an inventory of our neglected decks. So my inventory is in the form of a video, and the decks that I have chosen are actually the ones that I had made a decision in the beginning of 2023 to work with. So this is going to be very interesting for myself because I'm just going to think out loud when I'm going through these decks to see why I did not even use these decks once while I had made a decision to work with them this year. And also this video is going to be a reference and a reminder for me to hopefully work with some of these decks in 2024. But maybe also I will come to the conclusion that I have to let some of them go, or maybe I have to make some changes in the way that I think I should work with them. We will see. We will do this together and see how it's going to be. All the decks that I'm showing you are the decks that I've had throughout the whole of 2023. So the first one is Oracle Bellin. This is a second-hand deck, and I think you know this deck because it is quite popular. It has an English guidebook, so that is handy. This is a very old deck. It was created in 1845 by a French oracle or a clairvoyant, as it says in the guidebook. I already know why I didn't use this deck. I already know the reason. It is because you have to learn the system. And I wanted to learn the system. You see, it's still in order. I have read the guidebook a few years ago. And I learned a little bit about the system. But then I never worked with it, so I forgot. And now, although I really like this deck, it's like I always think that no, I should know the system. I should work through its system, not just like a oracle deck. Because you can use this as a simple oracle deck. Just open the guidebook and read what is written there, or just use the keywords. Is it all upside down? No. It is really cool. And because I have a lot of Marseille decks, I wanted to use this with my Marseille decks, like Tarot and Oracle. So at least I know why I have not used this deck. I think I should just change my mindset about it, that I actually do not need to learn the system to work with this deck because I don't have time for it and I don't have the mind space right now. But I really want to work with this deck in 2024, even if I do not know the system. Because it's a shame, you know. I don't know how long I'm gonna live, and I just want to use this deck. So I know about the Bellin now. Next is the Awakened Soul Oracle deck by Deini. This is an indie deck. It's a very large deck, and it's so soft and velvety. Gorgeous. Created and written by Deini, art by Danielle Mulligan. 2020. I bought this deck when it came out. I was so excited, and the guidebook is really good. Deini has done a really great job. I love her writing. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. Carl Jung. So this huge oracle deck has many cards as well. I think above 60 cards. And look how gorgeous they are. It's a modern deck. The keywords are amazing. Leadership, shapeshifter, compassion, connection, solitude. And I did make a connection with this deck from the first time I saw it on TarotTube. This one is cleanse. It is very soulful. This one is meditate, unplug, sanctuary, fun, dream. I remember now why I didn't work with this deck. It's because I wanted to pull a card every day and contemplate on it. And I have other decks for doing that. Like I've used a few other oracle decks for that this year. And I just forgot about this one. Can you believe it that I just remembered about this one just now, today, when I was thinking about the decks that I was going to pick for this video, and I was going through my shelves. I do have a lot of decks. I have 400 tarot and oracle decks in total. So don't blame me. It is hard to keep up with everything. And I just remembered now when I saw it, I remembered that I really wanted to work with this deck this year. Look how cool this one is. Gratitude. I usually don't like people-y decks, but I love this one. Just really like the art style of it. And I remember I wanted to pull a card every day and contemplate on the messages, because as I told you, the guidebook is written so well. It's so good. I relate to everything she had to say about each one of these cards. And the cards also speak to me. Family. It's amazing. Magic. Guidance. So I will definitely work with this in 2024. I'm going to put this one and the Oracle Bellin, both of them, on my desk. I'm just going to put them on my desk. I'm going to start working with them from next week, actually, because I love both of them. I hope this is the case with the rest of them too. So this was the second deck. The third one, the Halloween Tarot. I bought this deck last year with the thought that I'm going to use it this Halloween, and I didn't at all. And I don't know why. Let's go through it. Maybe I will remember why I did not work with this deck this year, even in the Halloween, because in Halloween time, I saw this deck so many times on Instagram, on YouTube. It's not like I forgot about it, because it was everywhere. Let's see why. It's such a cool deck, and it's a powerful reader. It reads very smoothly, and there's so much detail in the cards that can add to your reading, and also how you connect with the cards. And they're beautiful, they're not too busy. I honestly don't know why I didn't use it during October. Probably I've had other decks, other new decks that I got busy with. I know that I received Serpent and the Peacock, the art edition, I think in September, and I was busy with that deck for a month at least. Probably it's that, because there is no reason for not using this. I love this deck. I I really get excited when I even just think about it. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I have never worked with it. Can you believe it? Okay, this one is gonna go right next to the other two on my desk. I'm just gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I will use these decks one each day from next week. That's my plan. Next, the Shamans Oracle. I know why I did not work with this one. This is by John Matthews and Will Kingan. I did not work with this amazing, beautiful deck because it has a very complicated system. I've edged it. So this is the same story as the Belline Oracle. It has a proper system, it has suits and everything, and for working with it you have to have like your 5 fingers. Each one is a different category, and I've read the guidebook and it was so interesting, but at the same time very complicated. This is the exact same story as the Belline. I love it, I adore it, it intrigues me, and I think it deserves to be worked with only if you know the system. But that is a wrong, that is like a OCD type of thought, because this is a deck of cards. I can use them the way I want to. I can still get a lot out of it because it has very intuitive images, as you see, and it has keywords and everything. I can even read the guidebook for each card that I pull. I really do not have to think that way. So I just have a good conclusion already. It's like an epiphany for me. This is my problem. I think I have the same problem with the other decks too. Look how cool this is. Hunter of Death. The guidebook is really good. Rochelle over at Amethyst Ascension has a video about this deck. A walkthrough. I'm going to link it in the description box. Okay. So the Shamans Oracle. I'm gonna just leave this one also on my desk. Why not? Okay, next is the Banksy Tarot. If you want to take a proper look at this incredible work of art, I have a review of it and a flip through that I will link in the description box. This is not a simple, easy deck. It's the artwork of Banksy, and all the art is chosen in a way that is very clever, but it's twisted. Like, for example, here you have 4 of brushes, which is 4 of wands. So you have this happy family here having a picnic, but here you have these poor kids standing there. It flips the whole thing, you know? And all the cards are like that. Like, the more positive cards are shown in a more negative way and vice versa. And also you really have to look at it with an open mind. I mean, I adore it from an artistic point of view, but to read with it, it seems to be a challenge. I'm not afraid of challenges. I think I just have been very busy. I just have been too busy with a lot of things this year. I also moved. We moved to a new house and we've been busy with it for like 6 months. We had to renew the whole house. Like, we did so much in the house and there's still more to do, and I've been busy with my work as well. And I also received a lot of decks, and I also started my channel just a year ago. It's been a very busy year. I had family issues. I even had a little bit of health problems. Yeah, it's been a tough year. That's why. Otherwise, I'm not afraid of reading with a challenging deck. I actually like that. And I'm still going to read with it. When I received it last year, it was before 2023. And I did read with it like once or twice. But my mind wasn't there. But during 2023, I did not read with it. Look at this, the moon card. This is Cinderella. It's really cool. I love this deck. This is an indie deck. And if you want to know more about it, check the video that I have made about it, because that video is good. Okay, I'm not going to put this one on my desk now because I still don't have time. We are close to the end of the year and my birthday is coming too. Christmas, family gatherings, and work is getting hectic too. So I'm definitely going to keep this deck. I will just put it in the shelf with the decks that I'm using more often. Number 6 is the Literary Witches Oracle. You guys probably know this deck. I had such high hopes for this one. I even trimmed the tools part of the deck because this deck comes in 2 parts. So the tools, I've trimmed the other one too. Okay, let me show you. The cards are in 2 categories. One is all the witches, the literary witches. So these are female authors from all over the world. And these cards had white borders like this all over. I've trimmed the white borders so they are more dramatic now. And then the other category of cards are the tools, the witches' tools that I trimmed in a square shape like this. And I have written the keywords from the guidebook on them. That's how serious I was about working with this deck. Like, I had really massive plans for this deck because I love it. The card stock is so good. I love this deck. I love literature. I love most of these authors. I've read their books and everything. And Virginia Woolf. This one is Shirley Jackson. Angela Carter. I don't know this one. Joy Harjo. Don't know this one. But I did not use it. Emily Bronte. I did not use this deck. The reason is that I have forgotten Mirabai. Can you believe it? I have forgotten to use this deck just because I have too many decks. Let me just be real with myself at least. It's just because I have too many decks. I completely forgot. Shame. Wow. You know, I never want to say that, but I really think I have to calm down with buying decks. Not because I feel bad or I'm against buying decks. I think you should buy as many decks as you feel comfortable with, and you're the only one who determines how many decks you want to get. Even if you don't want to work with them, you can be just a collector, and it's not about that. This is just for me. I think getting many decks makes me forgetful about the decks that I already have. And I want to work with them, you know. I want to work with all my oracle decks. I do have many tarot decks just for the purpose of collecting, but my oracle decks, I've bought them only for purpose of working with. And it's not good that I forget about them while I like them so much. Like, I love this one. I'm going to put this one on my desk as well. Next is Mother Mary Oracle by Elena Fairchild. I have this deck for a few years and I have worked with it before. And then I didn't work with it for a while, for like a year. And then last year, before 2023, I decided to pull a card every night, or if not every night, every other night, or just 2-3 times a week. These are the gorgeous backs. I've etched them because this deck helps me sleep so well. When I pull a card at night and I contemplate on the image, or sometimes I read the guidebook, really helps me sleep so well, because this is gonna get a bit personal. It's okay. You guys are my friends. This is because when I was a kid, I did not feel loved by my mother. She wasn't a bad mother, but she was just in another realm, in another world. She wasn't here. She was somewhere else. Yeah, it's really hard for me to talk about it. I guess I'm not healed yet. And I have not worked with this deck because I was so busy this year that I was going to bed every night, either just fall asleep or watch some tarot tube and fall asleep. Like, I didn't have enough energy for pulling a card and reading the guidebook or contemplating on the card. As I told you guys, it has been a very hectic year for me. But I will do this for sure. And even if I don't do it in bed or right before going to bed, but it's good to do it in the evening. So I will put this one downstairs on my coffee table to do it every evening. There is a pocket deck. Maybe I should get that one. I'm quite sure this has a pocket deck with the write-ups in the back of the cards, because that makes it a lot easier. One other reason that I did not use this deck is that the write-ups are so much. It is very nice, but you know, I cannot commit to this. 2, 3, like 3, 4 pages of Elena Fairchild's beautiful write-ups, but it's too much for me now. So I think I'm gonna get the pocket size of this one. And I will just keep this one in my shelf. Okay, next. Next is the Wisdom of Trees Oracle, inspirational cards for wisdom and guidance. I have this deck for a few years now, and it's like every year I say I'm going to work with it. Look how beautiful it is. Yes, I remember now. I say I'm going to work with it, and then I look at the backs and I'm like, no, this is only for the autumn. This is only for the fall because of these backs. And then the fall is like 2 months, right? 2.5 months, and we have so many decks for fall. I am a fall baby myself, like late fall. 20th of December is my birthday, so fall and winter. But I have way too many decks for fall. Look how beautiful it is. Let me show you. To me, this is a fall deck. The fall energy is so huge and strong that I cannot use this deck in any other time of the year. And then during fall, I have too many decks to work with. So this one got neglected this year, I think last year also, which is a shame because I love it. The card stock is so good. And this is a mass market deck. Another thing is that I have to read the guidebook for this. So it's not easy to use as well, you know. Maybe I should write the keywords on the cards. Then it's of course a lot easier to use. Maybe I'll do that. I will put this one in the shelf that I have. One of my shelves is for the decks that I use regularly. So I will put this one there. The guidebook is cool. It's colored and it explains what this plant or this tree is, where it grows, what's the energies, and then the upright divinatory meanings and the reverse divinatory meanings, and the meanings and the messages are very much related to the energy of the plant, which is very interesting. I wanted to use this deck because I wanted to learn more about the trees, because I love trees. Okay, hopefully I will use this one too. So none of these decks was a deck that I don't like till now, and there's only 2 left, which I love. So at least that's good news, that I'm not going to get rid of any of these decks. Tantric Dakini Oracle. So this one is huge. I mean huge size-wise. Comparing with a RWS card, look how large this guidebook is. And it has 200 pages. Very interesting write-ups. Love these cards. These are the gorgeous backs. Some people have edged them. Wheel of Great Time. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. It has the major arcana and then it goes its own way. Deep End. This deck intrigues me like no other. Soma. Earthbound, which is the World card. Hot Seat. This is the Emperor. This deck has such an interesting take on the majors. Like the Emperor is the hot seat. The Emperor sits definitely on the hot seat with all the responsibility and order and discipline and passion. This is not an easy place. This is not a comfortable seat. Heart Drop. I know why I didn't use it. Because it takes some thinking and contemplation and focus. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I love this deck. I decided that I'm going to use this deck in the beginning of this year because I love it. And I feel like I've never worked with it seriously the way I want to. But this year wasn't the year. As I told you, it has been a very hectic year. Look at this one. Threefold Riddle. Mean and Heavy. Burning Bush. Lineage Tree. Phoenix. Puja. Purification. As the Temperance card. It's incredible. And this is a mass market deck. You can buy it from Amazon. Okay, I am going to work with this deck this year for sure. Also, another reason is that this box is not that handy. I'm not quick to grab a deck when it has a box like this. You see, I have to buy a pouch for this one. Okay, so this was the 9th deck and it's going in that shelf. And the 10th one is the Enchanted Tarot, which I have trimmed this year. Beautiful guidebook. This is another mass market gem. It smells amazing. So I removed those borders. If you have seen this deck before, it comes with these color-coded borders. I think the majors had purple borders, and there were green borders, pink borders for the cups, mustard yellow borders for the wands, I think. So I have trimmed the borders and I have left the sharp edges because I think it goes just so well with this artwork. And then I edged it also in this dirty gold color. I love this deck. I know why I'm not using it. Because they are large. Let me show you. They are this big now. They used to be a lot bigger. They are tall. And they have sharp edges. So it's difficult to shuffle. Because of these sharp edges, I have not worked with them. That's the only reason. Because I like how this deck reads. It is very intuitive for me. Very intuitive. Like, this is one of my most intuitive tarot decks. And I love everything about it. I have also paired it with so many other oracle decks. It goes very well with many oracle decks. Because of its specific art style. For some reason, this tapestry collage, colorful type of art matches and pairs very well with so many different types of color palettes and art styles. You guys know that Red Feather has published a new edition, a new version of this deck, which is a lot smaller than this and a lot easier to handle than this one. But I'm not gonna go and buy another version of this deck. I love this one and I'm just gonna make a plan to work with it. I also really don't want to round the corners. I really don't want to. I like it the way it is. Look how cool this deck is. So this was it. This was the 10 decks. I'm really happy I made this video because it helped me realize a pattern that I have to avoid. The Tantric Dakini I'm not using because basically I have to put it in a pouch. And also my mind was too occupied. So I'm going to put it in a pouch at least. This one, I just have to accept the fact that I'm not going to work with it as often as I would love to because of its shape and the sharp corners. Most of them are going to stay on my desk. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any neglected decks, why you think you neglected it, and if you're going to work with it or not. Which deck is it? I just noticed that Julia has made another video, another tag for her 10 most used decks during 2023, which I'm going to make a VR to that one too. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end, and I hope to see you soon.